Alright guys, 2012 F-150. We're going to be working on today is the passenger side valve cover that's leaking, and we're going to take care of the intake manifold gaskets because the passenger side valve cover is leaking so bad it is all around the base of the intake manifold section, and it's clearly coming out the tailpipe, so it is getting into the intake combustion chamber and cycling through the engine, which it shouldn't be doing. But the tools that we got here we're going to be using today is a DeWalt 3/4 inch ratchet set, variable sizes, DeWalt 1/4 inch ratchet set, variable sizes, the Bauer from Harbor Freight with adapters. This is a 1/2 inch driver, so I've got a 3/8 reducer down to a 1/4 inch reducer because most of the bolts in the valve cover I believe are 8 or 10 millimeter, so we're just going to make that a little speedier, kind of make it kind of quick. Magnetic tray just in case I have to take anything off. Also trusty pick tool. This is very good for getting out those Christmas trees. Got that at O'Reilly's. And here are the part numbers. This goes to the intake manifold. There are 6 of them, and there's going to be a sequence for removing the intake manifold where you unbolt it, and then once I have the gaskets back on and re-bolt it down, there will be a sequence for removing it and bolting it down. So we're going to follow that to a T. And then here is the passenger side valve cover gasket. Not too bad. That dust, that's just off the top of the car here. But there's the gasket. The parts, the tools. Let's get to work because we're trying to get this vehicle back on the road. It's got 524,000 miles and we don't want it to go down now. Let's go. Alright guys, so we are going to start by removing the VCT sensors. We're going to peel some of this wiring harness back just so we have room to get in here. This stuff will just kind of tuck up and out of the way. Be very careful with it because this is what broke last time. We can undo this tree right here and go ahead and just peel that back. Take off the coil plugs, get the wiring harness out of the way, and we should be able to go around a full sequence, and I believe looking at now it's a 10 millimeter, and then we'll be able to pry up on it, get it out of the way. Try to be very careful not to get any debris down into the top of the head. Once that's all said and done, we'll replace the gasket, put it back on, bolt everything down, make sure you apply RTV to the timing chain cover points right up here, so the head portion to the timing chain cover meet right about here on each side. I'll show you guys that. Reapply everything, bolt it down in a sequence, and then we'll start on the intake. Alright guys, so there is our valve cover gasket gone, removed. Everything honestly looks really good, especially when you consider that this is 500,000 miles. Like, that is really great shape. The only thing, and it's pretty common, is we have cream buildup in here just because steam and heat and moisture will vapor up and it will mix. Small caveat, if you ever take off your oil cap after you've driven your car maybe for 20 minutes, shut it off, you're going to see that in the winter especially. You got some of that cream kind of on top of the timing chain here. But honestly, for 500,000 miles, and those being the original cam phasers, they're just now starting to have that startup. So we're going to end up taking care of those. They really don't look bad. This all, like I said, 500,000 miles does not look bad at all. So all that being said, we're gonna get all this cleaned up, all this mating surface. You don't have to put RTV all the ways around, you just gotta wipe it up. You do want to put RTV though right here where the timing chain meets at the top side and on the bottom side. We'll get that applied and then bolt everything back down. Alright guys, one of the main things we gotta do is we're gonna go ahead and clean and wipe down this entire surface, this track all the way around, just to make sure that the rubber gets a nice seal. Gets an opportunity to heat up and adhere to everything. You know what we're talking about. If you were having trouble getting this to line up, one thing to give you a good starting point for reference. These 3 tabs in the middle of the ribs indicate where your timing chain cover goes. So we know that it goes on this bulbous end of the valve cover, so you can start here. Like I said, find those, place them between these two, and then track your way around. It should immediately, you'll see the other set, and everything else just kind of lines up all the ways around. So got that taken care of. Let's go on. guys. So there we go. We have our lines hooked back up. We have all of our vacuum lines hooked back up to all of their original respective locations. Everything the way it's supposed to go. All the coil packs plugged back in. Yeah, we got all that taken care of. We got that put back in. We got throttle body put on, put back in. We're gonna need to put a zip tie back on here because those got stripped out years ago into plastic. I just had a zip tie on there. Finally gave up. But we'll give that probably an hour or so and then go ahead and test fire it, make sure we're not still squirting oil. Let's find out, guys. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed this or you got any information useful out of this video, please consider hitting subscribe. Definitely smash the like button and share it with other Ford enthusiasts because this truck does have 500,000 miles. And I am just doing these simple maintenance procedures to keep it on the road even longer. I'm actually aiming for 750,000. If I can get to there on this original engine, I think that'll be a feat in itself. But I mean, every time I hit 100,000 miles in the next interval, it just keeps going. So like I said, if you want this kind of tips for your truck and you want it to make it as far as I've made this truck go, follow this channel. Thank you guys so much for love and support. We'll catch you guys in the next one.